everybody, this is Kevin, and what you are looking at is a Lego kit. You wouldn't know it, and this is exactly how it arrived. This is the AliExpress version of the LEGO Saturn V. My good buddy Don has the original LEGO Saturn V, and I decided, well, I'm going to try to save some money and purchase the cheaper AliExpress version. And then once we're done, we can compare rockets and see how similar they truly are. I will tell you though, in preparation for this kit coming, I did order off eBay. I was able to find somebody was selling an original LEGO Saturn V manual. So I thought it'd be fun to have this, and if the instructions are similar enough, I'd prefer to build it from this set of instructions. But to do that, I had to compare and make sure that everything is the same. So for example, let me show you step one here. And now for comparison purposes, this is the manual that came with the kit. That's the front page, the front cover. That's the back cover. Okay. And this is the introduction. It gets right into building. I mean, there's nothing about the rocket other than the steps. But looking at the steps, so far, they appear to be pretty similar. Let's see, for example, let me go to, let's say, step 8, for example. Okay, you got these two pieces, and that's what it's going to look like. Let me go to step 8 in the AliExpress version. Those two pieces, and that's what it's going to look like. I think it's pretty comparable. So I am going to forego the manual here for the Lego kit version. But that being said, I'm not 100% certain that I've got all the pieces that the Lego manual calls for. So let's look at the kit. This is how it comes. There's an unmarked bag, no numbers, no letters. Again, no letters, no numbers. Now these have numbers. Let's see, we got a bag 4, we got a bag 1, bag 3, so hopefully this is bag 2. It is. So we got 4 bags and then 2 unmarked. So a total of 6 bags, but I'm noticing that inside the bag are smaller bags. I don't know if you can see the plastic. So what I'm probably going to do is off camera, I'm just going to sort through these. I'm going to divvy them up and match up the bags that would have come in the original Lego kit. Again, that's going to be extremely boring to watch. It's a lot of sorting involved, but I'm going to do that off camera. And assuming all goes well and everything is what it seems, then we can start right into the build using the Lego manual and have everything bagged according to Lego. So that being said, I'm going to clear the board, do some sorting off camera, and we'll come right back and begin the build of the AliExpress version of the LEGO Saturn V. Okay, just to get you up to speed, since the last segment, I have since organized the entire bag of parts into the appropriate bags as per the original Lego manual. A total of 12 bags. Here you can see I've got bag number 1. I labeled each bag, but I ended up with 12 bags, and yes, I inventoried individually every single piece. I did find 4 pieces were missing. However, this morning I was able to go to Bricks and Minifigs, which is a local store. I think they're pretty much all over the country. And I was able to find those 4 missing parts. So all's set, all's well now. We're all good to go. 12 bags. Let's go ahead and get into bag number 1. This is going to be the beginning of, I believe, the lower stage of the booster. But we'll find out more once it's complete. So I'm going to come back after I finish building this stage. Let me go ahead and dump all the parts out. This is like deja vu because I literally just sorted through every single one of these individual pieces. But I'm going to get them sorted, possibly by color, don't know yet. Get it built up, and we'll come right back after I finish this stage. Okay, well that completes bag number 1, and you gotta admit that looks pretty darn cool. It was a fairly easy build. However, I did have a couple issues, but they were of my own doing. Some of the parts were missing from the bag, and that's just because I failed to do a good inventory. In instances where it says there's 4 of something, I might have only had 1 of it. And I did have an extra parts bag left over, and I'm glad I did, because that's where I found the missing parts. So I'm kind of growing on this AliExpress version. It's not true Lego, but it sure acts like it. The fit was perfect. I mean, you can't tell it's not Lego other than it just doesn't stamp it on the pegs. But so this is, I'm guessing, the bottom portion of the rocket. Pretty cool little contraption in the middle there, and I'm really anxious to see how this is all going to pan out. I really don't know what's going to happen here, but that wraps up bag number 1. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to grab bag number 2. Okay, here's bag number 2, and I know it's bag number 2 because it says number 2. But we'll go ahead and empty this out. By the way, that last segment took me 37 minutes, and I did pause it while I had to go search for missing parts and stuff. So that is a true build time of 37 minutes. Had I had everything in place and ready to go, it still would have taken 37 minutes. So just trying to give you an accurate number there. So here's bag number 2. Got a lot of long gray pieces. I'm excited to see that we do have some, I'm guessing, USA lettering. That's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to start dressing it up and making it look like a rocket. All right, I'll be right back when this stage is done. Okay, well, that wraps up bag number 2, and you got to admit, that is looking pretty darn cool. It is beefy, it's solid, it's rigid. You wouldn't know it's not Lego. This is very, very cool. No hitches this time. I was able to get it done in 17 minutes. And again, no hitches, no missing pieces, nothing out of the ordinary. I will say that these 4 sections here, this is all one unit. 1, 2, and there's 4 total. It pops into the side of the cylinders, and you've got a lot of aligning up to do. That little pin right there, you've got a couple up here, down through here, down at the bottom. There's a lot of holes to line up for it to pop in straight, but after some finagling, it goes in and then it pops in solid. And it's as if the more you build, the straighter it gets and the more rigid it gets, and gets actually easier and easier to build. So that concludes stage number 2. Let me go ahead and set this aside, and we will pull out bag number 3. Dump it out, and I'll sort through it, and we'll get stage 3 built, and I'll come back and show you the progress. Okay, well, that wraps up stage number 3, and I will tell you something that you'll probably experience as you build this yourself. As you build it, it seems kind of wobbly and not so secure. As you're pushing things together, other things are popping off. It's rickety rackety, it's like nothing stable. But once you start plugging these side panels in and actually attaching everything, it suddenly turns into like concrete. It is super solid, rigid, robust, strong as could be. But it's just funny, you don't get that impression as you're building it. But then once you finish the set, or that particular bag, it is just solid as a rock. So that's a really cool effect. But we do have a lot of side panels in here. It is really coming along nicely. We're working upward, so you can see the bottom. It's slowly getting taller. There, it's just barely able to fit under the camera. But take a look at the detail of those pegs. They're I guess they're called pips, but they're not stamped Lego, but they're interchangeable with Lego. Yeah, they might as well be. They look the same, they feel the same. So anyway, that takes care of step number 3. Let me set this aside. We'll bring out bag number 4. We'll get this opened up, poured out. All right, sort through all this mess. Looks like just more of the same. You know, more curved pieces, more straight pieces. Although we do have some little hooks and hinges and pins, so we might start getting into some mechanical workings of it. I'm not sure. I'm excited to see where this leads to. But without any further ado, let's start putting this onto this. That was the completion of bag number 4, and it is really coming along as far as detail work goes now. Look at the channel raceways that we've installed. These are nothing but round pegs just plugged into each other on top, on top, on top, on top, on top, all the way down. There's some black ones at the bottom. That does get a little tedious, putting all those together, but it's still fun. I'm very curious how we're going to plug up these openings here. That should be quite interesting. But it's really coming together. It's starting to look like a rocket. It's well, it hasn't gained any height, so it's still able to fit under the camera, but it's just bigger, bulkier, beefier. Yeah, this is really something. So that takes care of stage 4. Now stage 5 is a little bit different based on the size of the bag that I had to use to pack it. It's nothing but smalls. There's literally nothing but small pieces in here. Let's go ahead and dump it out. There we go. I guess there are a couple long vertical braces here, but for the most part, it's all just vents and small itty bitty pieces. Got some round red pieces here. That's kind of interesting. So anyway, so we're going to convert that into something. Not much, I'm afraid. I think it's just going to probably fill in a lot of the nooks and crannies of what we've already built up so far. So I'm going to get to building it, and we'll come right back and see what it looks like. Okay, that wraps up stage number 5, and look at that. And believe it or not, those little vent panels were not as tedious and frustrating as I thought they'd be. They just popped in real quick and easy, no issues. But it plugged in all those open holes that we had on the side of the body tube, and just nice fit. Fortunately, I'm barely able to fit the whole thing in the screen here, but look at that. It's really coming along. I believe the next step we're going to be working on the engine on near the bottom. So we're definitely making progress, and yeah. So let me go ahead and set that aside, and let's get bag 6 out. See what I mean? It's got all the engine bells, the nozzles. Orange, I think, is going to give the illusion of flame. So let's go ahead and get this out. All right. We're cooking in grease now. It's really coming along nicely. So I'm going to sort all this out, get things together, and put it on the base. Like I said, I pretty much think everything goes on the base. So looking forward to it. I will be right back in a second. Probably be about a half hour my time, 2 seconds your time. Be right back. Well, as you can see, it's really improving. There's really no difference up in the upper part of the stage here, but what we just accomplished was major down here. Look at that. Look at those 5 F1 engines burning brightly. We got the shrouds, we got the fins. Just awesome detail. Absolutely awesome detail. But we can no longer stand the rocket up under the camera. It just doesn't fit anymore. But we're pretty much done with the lower stage. So stage 1 is going to be set aside. This thing is heavy, by the way. And we're going to begin the upper stage. So we're going to set this aside and get back to it at the very end. But for now, we're going to start stage 7. And like I said, we're going to begin the upper stage. Oops. Yeah, we got some new side panels and everything. So anyway, let me get on to working on this, and we'll come back and show you what the upper stage looks like. Well, that wraps up stage 7, and I'm so grateful that it stopped when it did, because I really wanted to highlight and show off the inner workings. This is the stuff that you don't see behind the scenes, under the hood. But this is what makes things like this work. Eventually this is going to be completely covered up. You'll never see it again. But at least now it's open and exposed and you can see it. Look at the intricate detail to make this a robust and solid design. It is solid. Notice how these rotate here. As I say it's solid and a piece falls off. But anyway, these corner pieces rotate and eventually align down this strip. Pretty cool little action there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so that wraps up stage 7. Let me set this aside. Oh, there's the bottom of it. So let me set that aside and bring out stage 8. 8 is busting at the seams, literally. This was not easy to close, but it's got a lot of little pieces in it. There we go. All right, so there is 8. I believe we're probably going to be working on some of the side panels. That's just a guess, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll be right back and see what this looks like. Okay, we're continuing to make progress on the upper stage. As you can see, that contraption that we just had a minute ago is now beginning to become encapsulated by these wraps. We've got some raceways here. We got the United States labels on all 4 sides. Yeah, everything's coming together nicely. Super simple build. Just follow the steps one by one and you won't have any problems. But it is coming along beautifully. Okay, so we're going to set that aside and we're going to break out bag number 9. I noticed in bag 9 we got a lot of the curved body panels. So more than likely we're going to end up wrapping this, I'm sure. But let's get all this dumped out. All right. So let me get sorted through all this and we'll start working on it and we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, as predicted, the body wraps have completely encapsulated the upper stage. This is just one beefy, bulky unit, and I love it. It's solid as a block, it's rigid, it's robust, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that is now complete. We're going to move on to bag number 10. Bag 10 looks like it's going to be a pretty short. Although little parts don't mean quick, that actually means more tedious. But a lot of little itty bitty parts here. I'm not sure exactly what all they go to, but we shall soon see. Looks like we have some maybe transitional pieces. Not sure. But nonetheless, we'll get this all put together, add it to this, and increase the size of the Saturn V. We'll be right back. Okay, bag 10 is complete. You can see here the upper stage is done. The transitional pieces, I mean, just too cool. Just unbelievably complex yet simple. I'm just really excited about this. But the end of stage 10 includes attaching, check out those motors by the way. These pins pop into the hinges right here. And I wanted to do this on camera. I haven't done it yet, but they pop into place. I want to make sure and align the one and only raceway. There's only one raceway on the upper stage. As you can see, it's just this one right here. It needs to be in alignment with one of the raceways on the lower stage. So, going to line it up in this configuration. Let's see. I guess. Oh, okay, like this. Okay, and it should just pop. Let me see. I think we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, these parts are starting to snap out a little bit. Let's see. Oh, I just popped a fin off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems like when I pop it in, these kind of sprout out a little bit. I'm not too keen on that. Have to look into that and see what's going on. I'll do that off camera, and I'll report back to you. But I mean, we're getting full-length Saturn V here. So let me figure out why it's popping these upper rings out. And anyway, so let me set that aside for the time being. Let me put that fin back on. There. Okay. But the next step is actually going to be bag 11. So we'll go ahead and get that opened up and see what it consists of. All right, I will sort through this, get this built up, but I will report back to you on why I was having some issues with those stage couplers. So we will be right back. Okay, quick update for you. I did find the problem with the attachment couplers. Simple fix, easy remedy, and it was just an oversight on my part. Let me show you what had occurred. So if you look at the top of the upper stage, you'll notice these tan colored beams. The last time I attempted to put them, attach the upper stage, these tan beams were one spot up. They were flush with the top of the rim here. And what happened is the angular pieces on the bottom of the top stage were hitting those tan pieces, pushing the top part out. Looking at the instructions in detail, I saw that that tan line had been dropped down one spot. So inadvertently, when I built these bands, I put this in the top spot instead of the bottom. Now that it's down lower, it clears this angular piece right here. So, saying all that, let me just show you how things pop into place here. See how they pop right in, snug, solid. I mean, look, I'm holding the back of the rocket, and the weight is secured and held just by those hinge pins. So awesome, awesome design. Unfortunately, I just can't show you the whole length, but a simple fix. We're back on track. I'm going to start working on stage 11 now, and we'll be right back to show you the finish of that. Okay, the third stage is complete. This was bag 11, and again, I'm just blown away by the detail. A single engine, looks like it's burning. It's got some pins on it, so we're going to pop it into place, and it's obviously going to be removable because of that. But once again, I want to try to show on camera the attachment. So let me bring in the... Oh, this thing is gigantic. All right, so let's see here. It's going to fit up into that well there. And the hinge pins, let's see if this snaps into place. Beautifully. Solid, rigid. Man, this thing is cool. All right, so, boy, and it weighs a lot too. Okay, so set that aside. Our final bag is bag 12. I kind of had to make a little makeshift bag 12, but this is all that we have left. And I believe it's going to be like all the incidentals. It'll be the service module, the command module, the LEM, the module sitting in the water, just all sorts of little odds and ends that's going to finish. I think these are the cradles to stand it if you want to lay it down horizontally. Yeah, all sorts of options here. So let me get to this and we'll be right back and show you the completed model. Okay, well, I just wrapped up stage 12, which actually wraps up the entire build of the Saturn V. I will tell you this, I did forego the building of the cradles. That actually did help expedite things a little bit because I'm going to stand the rocket up vertically, not horizontally, so I just didn't even bother messing with those. I'm keeping the pieces, obviously. I'm just not going to build the cradles. There are a couple, these are very delicate. This is the lunar lander, and I will tell you it was missing some pieces for this. There are 4 little extension pegs that go in between the gray bar and the gold landing leg. It's not really, I don't want to say it's not important, but you can get away without having it. If I'm ever at Bricks and Minifigs, I will pick up a few more of those. Actually, I need 4 of them, 1 for each leg. But for the time being, it looks good enough. It would cover up, it's like a shroud that covers up that little gray shaft. Got 2 astronauts on the moon. We got the American flag. We can call this, if this were Apollo 11, we would call that Buzz and Neil. So that's a pretty cool little unit there. And of course, here's Michael Collins. Unfortunately, he didn't get to step on the moon, but now see what I mean? This just kind of popped off on me. It's a very fragile. The way it mounts is just one single hole in the center of that piece, and it just doesn't offer as much support as I would like, but as long as you don't touch it, you're fine. But then when the command module returns back to Earth and lands and splashes down in the ocean, you've got this pretty cool effect here where you've got the raft keeping it afloat. In fact, that part right there, those are the 4 missing pieces that I'm going to need for those shrouds on the landing legs. So 4 more of those golden plugs right there. So pretty cool. Now the moment we've all been waiting for is to see the final rocket, and once again I'm gonna have trouble showing it on camera, but I will take some photographs and show it at the end of the clip. But here it is in its entirety. Look at that. That is just unreal. So again, I'm going to stand this vertically on my shelf so that way I don't have to use the cradles. Man, so I'm going to take this out to the hallway, get some photographs of it, and I'll show them to you right here and right now and finish off this video. So I want to thank everybody for following along. This was an absolutely phenomenal build. It's not Lego. It's reproduction Lego, which is legal because the copyright on the patents have expired, so pretty much anybody can reproduce the bricks. You just can't stamp the Lego label on each pip, but the quality is there. The construction was superb. Everything fits good, looks good. Yeah, so I can't highly recommend it enough to you. So with that, everybody, I want to thank you for watching. God bless, and we will see you in the next build.